Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Nora and I am here to share with you international scholarship tips and tricks if you are applying from developing countries. Today's topic is super interesting. That is the 10 most common mistakes people make when they apply for international scholarships. Okay, so why do I want to talk about this topic? One, so you can avoid these mistakes and make sure that you don't do it. And second is to optimize and maximize your scholarship applications, so it's better for your chance to be successful. Before we dive into the topic, don't forget to like and to subscribe my channel if you find this helpful. Alright, so here we go. So let's dive into the topic. The first most common mistake is simply late application. Let's take an example of Chevening Awards. They receive 40,000 applications each year. And if the committee receives 3,000 applications in the first 3 days and they find strong candidates in that 3,000, your application would probably not even be looked at if it's late and it's at the bottom of the list, right? So make sure you apply early, 1 week before for online applications and a couple of months before for postal applications, depending on where you are. So, the second most common mistake is insisting on applying popular scholarships. Popular scholarships are very competitive and most likely there are students, experienced students, who already failed once or twice or 3 times. And it is dangerous for you if you are fresh graduates and try to apply for the same things, because you are going to compete against these experienced students who already know what research area they need to be in, what kind of charitable activities they need to do before applying, and they've learned from their past mistakes, so they've done a lot of research compared to you who is fresh and you don't know what you're doing, right? Okay, so if you find other scholarships that are less popular and less competitive, of course you should go for it, and be mindful if you are applying for popular scholarship also, so you don't get disheartened. I have to say that the second mistake is actually very common amongst fresh graduate students. So learn from your mistakes and do as much research as possible if you are adamant and ambitious about your goal. So the third most common mistake is very simple. It's incomplete application or missing documents. You need to be aware this is international scholarships, right? So some documents are not substitutable, just like your birth certificate or your passport. If they say they need it, you need to upload it or you need to submit it, and not changing it with your national ID, for example. And some scholarship required TOEFL or IELTS, one or the other. So if they require IELTS, please do your IELTS and put the certificate and not do a TOEFL. Okay, this is super important and very simple mistake you can make. Mistake number 4 is non-eligibility to the requirements. Some scholarships are very strict. They only open for specific age brackets, for example, or specific nationalities. So if you know that one particular scholarships are only open for Asian nationalities, then if you are from Africa, then you shouldn't apply for it. And some scholarships says that, oh, you can only apply if you are 20 to 30 years old, for example. Then if you are older than 30 years old, then you shouldn't apply for it. It's very simple. Okay, mistake number 5 is plagiarism or copying. So when you apply for international scholarship, you will be asked to create a statement of purpose, basically explaining why you should get the money to study abroad, right? And please, if you're a student, you already know you shouldn't copy anybody's essay, and make sure that you have your original essay and it's strictly your ideas and your own writing. The scholarship applications or the scholarship committee usually use some kind of software to detect any plagiarism or copying. Software like Grammarly, for example, can help you detect plagiarism and copying if you happen to have a similar structure with someone else's essay. So please be careful because this is super important. Okay, mistake number 6 is incoherent CV, statement of purpose, and letter of recommendation. So the CV will entail your work experience and research area, for example. And then you have your statement of purpose, which should elaborate your achievements based on your CV and also work experience. The letter of recommendation should support these two documents coming from third-party perspective, who knows you very well, who knows your area of study, who knows your achievements and performance in the workplace. For example, if your referees are someone from your work. So do not make your documents disjointed with having incoherent content in those 3 documents. So the content of cohesiveness is important, especially highlighting your achievements, work experience, research area, and also your charitable activities. Mistake number 7 is generic application. This is very common for ambitious students who are applying for 5 different scholarships in one given time. It is very important to not use one essay for 5 different applications. You need to be specific to each scholarship's requirements and also the background of the organization that is giving the scholarship. So don't be generic. Really research the scholarship requirements and characteristics and do your work in creating personalized essay for those different scholarship applications. My strategy is always to apply one scholarship at a time, so you have the whole time and the whole world to focus on that one and make it the best application that you can ever make. Mistake number 8 is poor grammar and spelling. Especially if you are coming from a non-English speaking country applying to the UK, for example. You need to remember that the committee looks for strong candidates, so always proofread your essay and your letter of recommendation if your referees are local, for example, and make sure that you do not have any grammar error or spelling mistakes. If you can find a native speaker from the country of your scholarship where you're applying, you can get them to check your essay or even give you some kind of feedback on how the content is seen through the reader's perspective. If you have the resource for paying someone to check your grammar and spelling errors, that would be great. I think there are lots of services or schools that offer this kind of help, and so keep looking and reach out to me also if you need help with that. Mistake number 9 is not showcasing your achievements clearly in your CV or in the statement of purpose or in the letter of recommendation. So your 3 documents must demonstrate your achievements clearly. Make it tangible if you can. For example, if you have been working for a non-profit organization on improving efficiency on water treatment, then you can say that in your statement of purpose. So this is the work that I did and it increased the efficiency by this and this percentage in this period of time, etc. Also, you need to talk to your referees about your achievements. Also make sure they are clear and also request them to actually put it in the reference letters also about this efficiency, for example. Then they will write like, oh, good job in here and good job in there, and you show leadership skills, etc. So good luck with that one. That one is a tough one to crack. And then the last mistake number 10, I was gonna say 4, number 10 is lack of follow-up. So say that you have done your best submitting an application, and then the next day someone from the scholarship reaches out to you to ask for more documents or to ask for some confirmation or to arrange interview. If you don't act or reply quickly, they will move on to the next applicants within 3 days probably. So make sure to always check your emails or your post or your phone, just to be there and to be aware if someone is reaching out to you regarding your scholarship applications. This is very common and it's very silly, but it's actually quite important to highlight in here. Okay, so those are the 10 most common mistakes that people make, and I hope you learned something from this episode. And please leave me a comment if you like or you don't like this content of my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you find it useful, and thank you to my brother who is editing this video. You're doing a good job and I love you. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye bye.